One of the things that I've always really loved about you, Nick, in your songwriting is your ability to kind of put emotionally charged songs together, right? Things that you've lived, making people feel stuff, right? And I mean,
Yeah.
that is, I feel like that is kind of the reason for songwriting and for creating is to make somebody feel. How did you get to that place? Is that natural for you, or is that something you had to work on over time?
It was natural, um, because, I always wrote what I knew. And whether that was like, the cliche thing is like a breakup or I got my heart broke, those, seem to be the easier ones.
Yeah.
I've always found that love songs are the hardest ones to write because they're the most honest.
Hmm.
And there's a fine line between a love song and really good or corny. Like it's, there's just a really fine line in between the two. But I do feel it did come natural, because I didn't. Some people are great storytellers, that are able to, write like basically a short story that they didn't experience, but it still makes you feel something.
Sure.
But that's what good music is. I think it makes you feel, whether it makes you dance. That's a feeling, feeling happy, dancing, and
Hmm.
feeling sorrow or lonesomeness or love. I mean, even hate. Hate's an emotion, and but yeah, there's. I think you got to write with feel. Um,
Well,
and I think,
you used to joke all the time on stage back when I knew you that
oh yeah.
you didn't know how to write anything but a sad song, right?
Well, that was. I mean, that wasn't a joke. That was just kind of the truth. Because at the time, it was, I did go through some dark times,
Yeah.
and I always went back to writing the sad stuff because I was just able to do it. I'm not gonna say it was easy. It was just I just had this. I don't know. I wouldn't call it a demon, but this dark spot, and I always resorted to writing these darker songs until like 2020. Like 2020 really got me out of that funk. Well, Meeting Presley actually got
Hmm.
me out of that.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that because like the latest record, Circus, is there's some joy in that record. Uh,
There's a that actually put a love song on our
yeah,
album
yeah,
for us.
yeah,
So that was inspired by her.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that was nice to put that
We
in
had
there.
the record scratch moment, me and my wife, on that song in the car when we heard it for the first time. You know what the like? Wait a minute,
Yeah.
did Nick
Wait,
Brumley write a joyful song?
that's awesome. Well, I'm glad you were listening,
Yeah.
paying attention. That's great.
Yeah, man, I love the record. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a minute. I want to hear you talk about. Well, you did talk about therapy and the therapeutic nature of songs when you were talking about your latest single, and I know that's been part of your songwriting process over the years. Do you feel like the reason why you kind of do that and write a therapeutic song? Do you feel like it's because maybe you owe the music something because the music is helping you through a time?
Man, I'm glad you brought that up because I've been saying this to young artists that are getting involved. Because since we moved farther west over here in Texas, I mean, it's a thriving songwriting scene and a lot of young artists that are coming up. And I always try to tell them that music doesn't owe you anything.
Yeah.
Like it's what you do. Like look at music as like it's a gift from above, like almost like a demigod. And it's like, what can you give to music? What can you give to music? Don't It doesn't owe you anything. Don't take anything from it. Like leave something behind that represents music in a good way. And so yeah, I feel like definitely anything I sit down and try to write, like it's to pay homage to what music is. And hopefully people get that, understand it in a way.
Yeah. I love that you're teaching that to other people. Who better, right? I mean, that's awesome. Giving back
Thank
and
you.
yeah, for sure. I love that because a lot of times I just had someone on the show recently, who's I mean, music literally saved him from death. He lost his dad at a young age, and he started songwriting, and that's what saved him.
Was
And
it JD?
it was not. No, it was
No,
not.
was it?
No. But yeah, I won't name names. People will know who it is if they watch every show. But yeah, it saved him. And by the end of the show, we learned that that moment in his life, which was the worst moment of his life, also became the best moment of his life because it started him on the path to where he ended up. And just cool stuff like that is what I love about telling these stories. Um, Let me ask you this, because you have been doing this semi-professionally now since '07, so we'll say 18 years. How do you think you've evolved as an artist over that time?
Oh man, it's almost like a book that's not even finished. I kind of look at each phase as different chapters of a book that's still being written, and I'm probably on chapter 12, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's still evolving. Meeting Presley just started a whole new chapter, and I found my spot or my place, not just helping in a way. Like I don't have to be up front. Like I help with writing, and then I play banjo or mandolin for her, or if she needs a bass player, I play bass. And then meeting Race, like I'm his bass player in his band. Like I've learned to be not only a writer but a musician. And it's funny. Like you, you could call I could call myself a musician because I get up there and sing and play guitar, but I've really saw the growth in playing these different instruments in different situations, and I very blessed to be able to do that. And we have the group that offers that.
Man, I love
It's
these
means
answers, dude. As long as I've known you, you've always been either a solo player, or B, the front man of a band. I've never known you to be, a musician in a band. So I guess the question here is, now that you're doing that kind of stuff, kind of taking a backseat to other people and playing bass, being harmony, all of that, is that a growth process for you as well? Kind of taking a step back and stepping out of the spotlight.
uh yeah, I mean growth in a positive way.
Sure, yeah.
Like I don't feel like I'm less than or being demoted in any way. Like to me, like I've for me, it feels like a huge promotion because I get to use parts of my brain I
I
don't get
love
to
that.
use when I'm just sitting around playing guitar. Because sometimes, uh, it gets kind of lonely up there by yourself, you
Absolutely.
know, sometimes it gets very stressful
It's a
leading a
lot of
band.
pressure, right? Because if
A
you,
lot of pressure,
yeah,
and then being able to now, it's really cool to I can kind of pick and choose what I want to do on any given night. I can go play banjo with Presley, or her and I can do a song swap, or I can go play bass with Race, or I can go get my own gig, or I can call up the guys and we can go do a band
yeah,
show. And I got options, which is I'm very blessed to be able to do that, and I'm glad
variety.
I'm variety, and
Yeah,
I'm happy I'm able to help my people in that way if they need me. Like I'm here. Like what do you need me for?
I love
Like
that, man. Good for you.
well, thank you,
Yeah,
Chris.
sure, absolutely.